Lu Fan inspects the broken crown closely, recognizing the deep corruption caused by the shadow glare stone. He concludes it can be disassembled to recover valuable stones' precious remnants from their battle with the fearsome Shadow Dragon King. With determination, he begins the disassembly. The crown, once a symbol of darkness and dominance, disintegrates into dust between his fingers, marking the fall of a long-standing curse. From the crumbled remains, Lu Fan retrieves 3 shadow glare stones. A pleased grin crosses his face. These rare items can fetch a high price and add to the treasure earned from this perilous dungeon run. While Lu Fan admires their spoils, he explodes in anger. She snaps at him for not warning her about the illusion earlier, frustrated that the trick nearly got her seriously hurt. Andre steps in, trying to ease the tension. Lu Fan chuckles and explains that the chaos didn't allow time for a heads-up. He promises to coordinate better in future battles. Though still clearly irritated, Yi calms herself and grudgingly accepts the explanation. Suddenly, a serene voice echoes through the room. The spirit of the fallen archmage speaks with gratitude. The curse on his king has finally been lifted, signaling the nearing end of their quest on Shadow Island. The archmage's spirit appears again and bows in deep appreciation to the team. Near him, a dark red sword called the Shadow Greatsword emits a sinister aura. It's a mission item, corrupted by miasma, once used to trap the souls of Chanfu Island. Lu Fan approaches and takes hold of the sword, responding silently to the spirit's wish. The blade reacts to his grasp, glowing faintly as if acknowledging its rightful master. He raises the sword overhead and promises to use it to help the imprisoned souls achieve peace. Yi and Andre stand at his side, sharing in the solemn moment as the weapon's dark aura settles. The archmage's spirit closes his eyes in relief. At long last, his people can rest. Their mission is now complete, and peace has been granted to Tianfu Island's fallen. A radiant flower blossoms in the midst of glowing light, representing rebirth. The spirit expresses his thanks, confirming that the island has been restored to its former glory. Bathed in divine brilliance, the land around them begins to shift. The spirit keeps his word, entrusting the island's fate to Lu Fan. Shadow Island sheds its cursed name and reclaims its true identity, Tianfu Island. From afar, they gaze in astonishment as the skies clear unexpectedly. The thunderstorm has mysteriously vanished, and they immediately suspect it's the result of Andre and the Dragon Tamer's mission deep within Shadow Island. Now standing at the island's core, Lu Fan hears the spirit's final words. The voice declares that the territory now rightfully belongs to him. Holding the darkened blade, and with the mission complete, a fresh interface activates. The long-awaited territory system is unlocked. Brimming with excitement, Lu Fan proclaims that he's finally secured a territory. Yixuan beams beside him, applauding his accomplishment. Unlike her inherited power, he earned everything through grit and determination. The system interface displays the territory's full profile, Tianfu. Spanning over 4,800 square kilometers, it includes abundant resources, holy springs, gold deposits, and areas where monsters naturally respawn. The island's defenses are upgraded, with the fog cleared and thunderstorms removed. What was once Shadow Island is now reborn as Tianfu. The system map reveals newly available structures and resource points. The land begins producing rewards like spring water and shadow stones at timed intervals. Lu Fan contemplates the tactical advantage. He can revert the environment back to its darker shadow form, summoning storms and miasma at will. This dual mode allows him to balance between peaceful growth and dangerous training grounds. He realizes that the wild monsters can be switched back to their former threatening state. With this, he can station dragons and puppet units on the island to automatically battle enemies, transforming Tianfu into an efficient leveling zone. He goes on to explain that the new territory teleport skill lets him open gateways from any location, enabling instant return to the island. Yi is visibly impressed, thrilled at the idea of sharing this paradise with others. Despite their victory, a frown lingers on Lu Fan's face. Andre catches the shift in mood and quickly asks what's troubling him. Andre admits that his mission isn't over. He was tasked with destroying the Shadow Spring. Although they discovered one in the palace, he doubts it was the real one. Lu Fan proposes that they return to the site Andre mentioned. Now that he owns the island, it's possible he can activate a hidden function and reveal the true Shadow Spring. Yi believes in him completely, confident they'll uncover the truth. 10 minutes later, the group reaches the courtyard spring. Yi's eyes widen as she takes in the sight, admitting she'd assumed it was just a small and insignificant water source. The unexpected size of the spring leaves them stunned. Its wide, glistening pool hints at far greater significance than they initially believed. Lu Fan explains that by reverting the territory to its shadow form, the spring will return to its original corrupted state, revealing the true shadow spring Andre needs to eliminate. Yi sits down by the edge, entranced by the clarity of the water. Jokingly, she muses about wanting to bathe in it, prompting Lu Fan to flinch and hurriedly beg her to reconsider. She looks up in confusion, puzzled by his reaction. It takes her a moment to understand why he's flustered by what seemed like an innocent comment. Meanwhile, Andre kneels beside the water, surprised to feel his stats rising instantly. He confirms the spring's effect, describing how the energy flows through her like a warm current. They all try the water for themselves, impressed by its properties. The system tooltip reveals the spring grants temporary stat boosts that stack with higher levels amplify the effect significantly. Andre laughs, suggesting they bottle the water and sell it as a miracle tonic. Lu Fan immediately shuts the idea down, reminding them that the priority remains completing the Shadow Spring mission. Without hesitation, Lu Fan activates the command to shift the island's state. The terrain darkens as the system transitions into its corrupted phase, catching Andre off guard. Thunder crackles and dark mist spreads across the landscape once again. Observers in the distance notice the sudden shift in the sky and suspect the dragon tamer is involved. Guardian Flow bursts to life as Xiao Fei responds to Lu Fan's signal, shielding the group in protective green light. The once pure spring now reveals its dark core, its absorbing miasma and transforming into a true shadow spring. Andre's face hardens with realization. Destroying the shadow spring will mean sacrificing this incredibly valuable asset. The weight of his mission finally hits him fully. Lu Fan gently tells him not to worry, any damage done can be repaired afterward. He adds with a grin that since he'll be fixing things anyway, he may as well rebuild the entire city while he's at it. Motivated by their encouragement, Andre flashes a determined grin and declares that he'll handle everything from here on. With a decisive blow, Andre begins purifying the tainted spring, vowing to reshape the area into something beautiful and serene. Thunder rumbles faintly as the party prepares to depart. Their expedition has reached its end. Shadow Island stands conquered, its secrets exposed. Lu Fan takes a moment to reflect, proud of the territory he now owns and the riches they uncovered. As thanks for Lu Fan's support, Andre hands over a rare skill book, his earlier frustration now replaced with deep appreciation. Their camaraderie strengthens, built on shared trials and trust. Lu Fan opens the gifted manual, its glow pulsing with incredible power. The title reads Wrath of 10,000 Dragons, a devastating skill that summons a fusion of dragon forces to unleash a destructive storm upon enemies. With their mission complete and the island restored, the team looks ahead to their next objective. The skies have cleared, and all that remains is to finalize preparations for the journey back, once the Shadow Spirit Eye is operational again. Once the eye is fully repaired, Lu Fan will have all the necessary elements to complete the Shadow Dragon King contract, marking a major milestone toward achieving his grand ambition.